One. Welcome to Podnutz Pro. This is the show that pretty much takes you from being the home PC guy and working on that local desktop of Windows, where we bring to you into the networking world and servers and routers and just beyond that PC, and we just try to take you a little bit beyond your comfort level. Our co-host, the man, the myth, the legend himself, and I don't know what else to say about him because he is the man, Mr. Matt Rainey. What's up, man?
Hey, doing good over here. Starting to catch my breath with catching up on the work. So it's still busy days, but not as busy. So things are going pretty good.
Also, man. But yeah, it's been a busy day as I'm on the new job, so a lot of training, a lot of exposure to stuff I haven't been exposed to before, but always fun, you know.
Yes, that's the fun part. Actually, I like when a client calls with something new because supporting businesses is small businesses. It's a lot of the same stuff over and over again. So I do like when new things happen or new problems.
No, I agree. I definitely agree. So, alrighty, this show we're gonna cover some past emails that we haven't gotten to. So, let's start. First email is from Leo. Sorry, guys, I'm still working over a cold for 2.5 weeks, and this cough is just beating me up. But hey, guys, love the show. I am a longtime Podnutz listener. I was wondering if you could give me some advice. I'm currently going to school for IT. I get my associates in August, and I will have a bachelor's in December 2013. I am working. I'm getting my A plus this spring. I've been trying like crazy for a long time to get an entry level IT job for experience, but I am having no luck. Could you take a look at take a look at his resume? And he also suggests you should do a show on what to look for in potential employees and what's good and necessary to have if someone was looking to get a job for your companies. I did respond to his email, but we'll just go ahead and recap. In this day and age, with the economy being rough, it's extremely tough to get an entry level job because you have so many. I'm going to use the word qualified folks that are fighting for that same position. But you're on the right track. You are in school. I know plenty of my friends who we work side by side, and they never went to school, so it's not a requirement. But you know, it definitely helps, especially when some jobs that the degree is the cost of entry. But you're along the right track. As far as the certification goes, the A plus is great, but it's really common. Some other certifications you could lean toward is the Network Plus, the Security Plus, that will lay the foundation, in my opinion, for a networking. Then if you can focus on the track, if it's a Cisco, or if you're going to deal with servers, they have the MCTS, the Microsoft Certified Technology Specialist. That will take you beyond that desktop PC and make you more valuable to the employer. Entry-level jobs, you'll probably get a help desk or some type of support job. With no type of experience, you're not going to land that network admin gig or that WAN administrator. So help desk or support, because, all right, Matt, we all pay our dues. We all start at the very bottom of that barrel.
Yeah, and it really depends on where you're sending these resumes to, or what your target job is that you want. Is it going to be for a bigger company working at their help desk on their IT staff? Is it going to be a company that does support for other companies, something like what I do? So it really depends on where you're looking to get the job. So where you send the resumes. An entry level job, I can.
Oh, my dogs are going nuts. Sorry about that, guys.
So an entry level job at something like what I do. So when we're looking for someone, we haven't done in a while. The newspaper is very expensive to put an ad in.
I agree.
So we don't usually do that because a small ad in the local newspaper can cost $500, and you get like 4 lines. You should still look there. That's actually where I found the opening where I work now, I happened to see it in the newspaper. Um, Craigslist, some people are advertising, some people have local job search websites that they offer free listings. Those are all places to look, but again, I think it's important where you're looking. So if you're looking to get a job at an IT company like what we do, it's either going to be entry level or it's going to be, we call them an experienced tech. Um, the entry level techs, when we're looking for one, what I look for, the resume, of course, needs to look nice, neat, knows how to type, knows how to basically write a resume. Even more than just the content, because I can look at resumes that look horrible, just the way they're formatted. You can tell they didn't know how to do it. I don't know how to write a resume, but at least I know to go into Office, Word, and there's resume templates. If you don't even know that, then you're kind of you're kind of behind the curve already. So if one, how does it look? Two, the experience is not really important if you're going in for an entry level tech. And I don't really care how much experience. If I'm looking for an entry level tech you have, I'm not even concerned with certifications, because if we hire, most of the inexperienced entry level techs that we hire have no certifications at all. We tell them you need to get A+ in Network Plus within, I think it's 90 days, and we'll pay for the test if you pass them. But apart from that, I just want somebody who can learn. If you have an interest in it, if you can retain information, if you can be trained, that's really what's more important. It's hard to tell it from a resume, so that's where the interviews come in. We'll filter down some resumes, the ones that look nice, the ones that are formatted nice, and depending on which ones we just think sound good, we'll call them in for interviews. And just the way they behave in the interview, if they can answer basic questions. If it's an entry-level tech, some questions might be, what's your troubleshooting process if someone calls and their computer's locking up? Just basic things. I'm not looking for the answer. I'm looking what your troubleshooting skills are.
Right, and that's key, because if you can troubleshoot, someone could train you to troubleshoot properly.
Right.
But if you don't even know at the foundation of how to troubleshoot a PC or a problem, and then it's kind of tough right there.
Yeah, and I don't know about other interviews. That's what we kind of do. Generic situations. Let me know your train of thought on this. What are some possible causes of this? If somebody's having trouble sending email, how do you diagnose that? And I just want to see if they have a basic understanding. If they say, well, I have no idea. And even if they say, I have no idea, I said, well, it's fine. How would you go about finding the information? And if they can tell me, I would check this resource, then you can probably find it. So entry level, I'm looking for how they appear. I want them to not appear, but how do you present yourself? Can you communicate clearly? Because you have to go communicate with clients. And if you can't communicate clearly to us, you probably can't communicate clearly to a client. So I can't send you to clients' offices or have you talk on the phone to clients, which is what you're being hired for. So there's different things, and just a basic troubleshooting skill or know how to go about solving problems. That's what I'm looking for in an entry level. Now, I've also found that some people tell me, I've talked to people here and there, and they say, oh, I would love to get an entry level job with your company. Let me know when you're hiring. Great. Now you understand entry level position has entry level pay. And
Yes.
that's what trips up a lot of people, because entry level positions, yes, they are hard to come by. They don't pay very much. Because really, to hire an entry level tech, whoever you're getting hired, who's ever hiring you, they have to dedicate resources to train you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not worth as much. Now, if the longer you stay, the more you learn, the better you do, your pay will go up. But a lot of people I found don't want the entry level pay. They want pay that's really for somebody who's been there for 5 years and who has more experience.
Right, and I was fortunate that I started working on PCs in 1997. didn't go to school or even deal with certification to 2004. So right off the bat, when I was applying for jobs, I did have a degree or a certification, but I also had at that time now 8 9 years of experience. So I was kind of fortunate in that realm. But my first couple IT jobs, working at Best Buy, help desk support. I mean, answering those mundane. I mean, you're pretty much in a grunt. I mean, you just deal with level one stuff, so that's the expectation from a entry level job.
Hmm.
I got a couple friends who, they get kind of crafty where IT or companies can't really. One, he's an engineer. Well, he does AutoCAD or some type, but he works 20 hours doing IT stuff, and then the other 20 he does the CAD stuff. So he's a benefit to the company in that way. You find that situation probably not, but there are a lot of companies that will allow you to do certain IT stuff. But like the market is definitely tough, but you're definitely along the right path. And what you want to do is develop a skill set. You want to be good at something. Some of the questions that I've been asked, I've been to interviews where they throw pieces of hardware on the table and they want me to identify it. They want you to know, they want you to explain the functionality of a ping of an look of a trace route. One job I was explained to draw a network diagram from beginning to end. And so, I mean, then there are some that you can tell it's just the HR person. I mean, questions like, I can't even think of one, but I mean,
So basic, right? We can't even think of it.
right. I mean, but you just ace the interview, not answering one technical the question. It's just an HR person that doesn't know what A plus means, doesn't know what, and that's another reason you have to format your resume in a certain way. I'm not an expert at it, but I know a couple of jobs I've been at. They use a third party system that look for keywords in your resume, and that's how they filtered their applicants, which is sad because that's not really reflecting who the person is. But yep.
Now I can tell you when I applied for the job 10, 11, whatever, 12 years ago, whatever it was, I sent in my resume. I saw it online on a Sunday or a Friday night, actually, or Sunday. I'm sorry. Yes. That night I made a resume that night. I sent it in. If you have a job already with a business card, I included my business card for the job that I currently had, which was in computers, because it's always better, at least if you have a job, somebody's paying you, so you look more enticing to someone else because they're paying you, so you must be at least worth it for them to keep you.
Sure.
So yeah, and then I actually followed up with a phone call to the number. And I think I just called and talked to the office manager saying, I sent my resume in. I just want to make sure you got it. They said, yes, we got it. Somebody may be in touch soon. Now, they called me back the next day for an interview. But I just followed up. I didn't bug them. I just followed up once. And mainly, I just wanted to see if they got it. I really wanted to know if they got it. That's what I was following up for.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I got lucky, of course, and it's hard. Now, here's one tip for somebody, and I can tell you this because when I was looking to get my first entry level job, I didn't know I couldn't. There was no openings. I couldn't nothing in the paper, nothing anywhere for openings. I can tell you what I did. I went to an accounting firm, and I didn't talk to the partners, the owners, human resources, office manager. I talked to the network administrator. I got a meeting with him, and I asked him, I let him know I'm interested in getting into the field. I was wondering if you had an opening for an intern, get in here, help you do what you need to do. I'm not interested in pay. I'm interested in getting some experience as an intern, doing some grunt work for you, whatever it takes. He went to his boss and told his boss, I want to hire this guy. So I didn't go through the normal channels, and they weren't even looking for somebody. At least the company itself wasn't, but the network administrator knew he could use some help. So he just happened to agree. Yes, I could use some help. I'll go see what we can do. And the next day he called me. Hey, when can you start? Now, I told him I wasn't interested in pay. I said, doesn't matter. I want the experience. Well, they came back and said, well, we're going to pay you because you should be paid for your time. So